When people think about the farm-to-table movement, they think of fruits and vegetables. Typically, chefs source things like lettuce from farms like Sweetwater Farms in Tampa to use in their fancy salads. But farm-to-table food is more than just salad.
Full name is Brandon Kunkel. I started working out here. We only had 100 chickens, and I was out here doing the landscaping, feeding the animals, processing the eggs. And as we've grown, we've actually had a lot of chefs that come out and say they're interested in our products, and we didn't have enough to supply everybody all at once right away. So we put in a little bit more chickens and a little bit more, and we've been growing as the demand has risen. So as we got busier and busier, we brought on more and more help, and now we're up to we have over 10 full-time employees now. Half of them do landscaping here and work at the store, and then we also have many of them down there processing eggs and packing orders and taking care of the
Now, do you guys do your own shipping here, or do the chefs have to come up here and get their own?
We do dock pickups if people want to come out here. We also do deliveries to the Orlando area. We go on deliveries 5 days a week. If the order is too small, then the chefs will come here and pick them up. Or if they're in the area, they'll come out here. So we do a little bit of both. We have distributors pick up here. We do deliveries. We do mail orders. Whatever works best for that particular customer, we try to figure out what's best.
How did your eggs get to Tampa? Because I found your egg on a blackboard written on a restaurant in Tampa called Boca Restaurant.
Well, Boca actually here, it was probably 1 or 2 years ago. Their chefs came out here and they had heard about us just through word of mouth, and they had inquired about our products, and they originally were picking their products up here. Every week they would come by and pick up an order. One of the chefs would drive through Orlando on his way to Tampa, but then one of our distributors, Local Roots, is carrying our products, and they go to Tampa every week, and so now it's going through Local Roots. They're one of our distributors. There's several distributors, Local Roots, Growing Synergy, our local smaller distributors that specialize in picking up products from all local farms around Florida and delivering it to restaurants and helping bridge the gap between the farmers and the restaurants. We have several hundred ducks laying eggs right now, and there wasn't really a market for duck eggs. They could be cage-free also, or they could be in cages. The main difference between Lake Meadows eggs and a commercial egg is we do stuff on a smaller scale. We have people that feed the chickens. We're feeding by hand, collect the eggs by hand, we process them by hand with the help of an egg grater, but we're in there with the chickens. We keep an eye on them. We're more hands-on, whereas in a large-scale operation, everything's automated. In a large-scale operation, a lot of times they will collect all the eggs, they'll sit in a warehouse before they get shipped out to an egg processor that can process those eggs, and then they might sit in their warehouse before then they get shipped out to a distributor, and then they go to either a restaurant or like a supermarket chain, and so it could be several weeks before that egg even gets to a consumer. Like Meadows eggs are collected multiple times a day, they get in the cooler that day, then they get shipped out within a week. I mean, they're getting shipped out because we have egg deliveries going out several days a week. The difference between the eggs that are more firm, that's purely to do with the age of the egg. How high the yolk sits is called a yaw, and so you can see if you have a very fresh egg, the egg white doesn't run all over the pan. You can see it contains right next to the yolk, and the yolk stands high, and so that is purely to do with how fresh an egg is. And with a smaller operation like this, it's much easier for us to get the eggs out much more quickly to the consumer. Slowing it down, doing things the right way, and you can taste it in the eggs.